Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we get the chance to sit down with the youngest person to win on Election Day here in Kentucky. And the judge executive in one Eastern Kentucky county manages to hold on to his position to serve for another term.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you. 6:34 here. Well, it's almost 6:35. I'm Dakota Makris. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday morning. A very, very long week, but hey, we made it. Let's take it over to Brandon, who is barely making it. I mean, you're barely. I mean,
yeah. It was a little bit rough there at 5, and it progressively got a little bit more energetic.
And then it came over to me.
Listen, when you get as old as I am, Dakota, you know,
as old as you are, you're not that old. You're not that old.
Compared to you, I'm ancient.
Sorry. Not everybody can be 25.
Oh, God. Anyway, let's get into this forecast for Dakota. Makes me even more depressed. We're looking at the last 6 hours on the satellite radar loop, and you'll see again some heavy pockets of rain. But what you're also starting to see, see how they were coming in from the south, only there for a little bit. Watch the western counties. You see how it's kind of pushing in from the west? That's the cold front approaching. So these systems are going to merge over top of us a little bit later this morning, going into the afternoon hours, and that's going to push some of this moisture through. Heavy pockets of rain into parts of central Kentucky along the I-64 Mountain Parkway, I-75 and west corridors this morning. Even some heavy pockets of rain over near Pikeville, so just be aware of that as you're hitting the roads. Gloomy and overcast skies on Buffalo Mountain here in Perry County. We're looking at 59 there and 59 in town, 59 in Pikeville, 59 in Somerset, Moorhead, Harlan, Jonesville, Middlesboro. It's a popular number out there. 63 the hot spot over in Logan, 56 in Manchester and Clintwood, the cool quotations spots out there. Breakfast forecast, we are going to see again temperatures staying kind of right there in the upper 50s for the most part, and then we'll see those slowly go back up, even with those rain chances and cloudy skies as we head deeper into the daytime hours. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. A 16-year-old Eastern Kentuckian is the youngest person elected by voters in the state. He recently won a race in Leslie County. We got the chance to sit down with him and to see why he wanted to run for office. 16-year-old Logan Sizemore is just like any other teenager. Like doing math at Leslie County High School, he is a sophomore there. But unlike many teenagers, he was elected to office on Tuesday as a Leslie County Soil and Water Conservation Officer.
Is an officer trying to keep in check and develop all the renewable natural resources in the area.
Logan says he wanted to run because of his love for agriculture. He enjoys growing his garden.
This year, because of the flood, I was delivering for other people, trying to make sure other people's needs were more important than what I was growing.
No matter your age, running for office can be scary, but especially if you are a teenager.
I was kind of afraid of like how people would feel about a 16-year-old running for a political office.
But his community and parents backed him.
Because they knew that if I wanted to do something, that I wholeheartedly wanted to do it.
He tells me he wants to bring change to the county to benefit everyone. In Leslie County, Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News. Logan will begin his 4-year term in January. Now, there is no age requirement to run for the Soil and Water Conservation Office. He tells us he also hopes to start a future Farmers of America chapter at Leslie County High School. Floyd and Pike Countyans voted Tuesday to keep a Democrat in the House of Representatives. Ashley Tackett Lafferty was reelected to represent Eastern Kentucky as the 95th District Representative, becoming the sole Democrat to represent the region in the House. Lafferty says she feels blessed to be able to continue her work for the place she calls home.
I was very thankful. I just really wanted to sincerely thank all of the voters and all of my friends and family members for sending me back to Frankfort for another 2 years. I'm excited about getting back to the job of working hard to make Eastern Kentucky a better place to work and live.
Lafferty says she's excited to work with the newly elected officials, with the people, not politics, in focus. Breathitt County Judge Executive Jeff Noble was one of the incumbents in the county who were re-elected on Tuesday. He says he is honored to be re-elected, and he says that people were willing to stand in line for multiple hours to vote. He says it means a lot that people have confidence in him.
It's just remarkable to have another chance to do what my dreams are for the county and what the future is for the county, for kids and every side of it.
Well, the judge executive says he's been through 5 different disasters since he's been in office, and the most recent flooding has created a greater need for jobs in the community. He says he wants to continue focusing on that. And some Kentucky lawmakers had harsh words for state election officials during a legislative panel meeting Thursday. Lawmakers say it's not acceptable that some voters had to wait in extremely long lines on Election Day. Lawmakers say some lines were so long that they amounted to voter suppression. Secretary of State Michael Adams says he had a plan in mind to prevent those long lines, but it was overturned.
Yeah, I'm a little frustrated that my effort to get more locations was overturned. I do hope the General Assembly will take this as a priority. I believe that they will.
Well, the president of the County Clerks Association says it comes down to money. He says poll workers don't make enough, and he compares it to working 4 hours at Walmart. Election complaints have not stopped coming in just yet. As of Wednesday, there have been 34 post-election complaints. In eastern Kentucky, that number includes 2 from Breathitt, Floyd, and Knott counties, and 1 from Clay, Elliott, Jackson, Knox, and Laurel counties. Complaints range from procedural questions, residency concerns, legal questions, and more. Well, the recently established Laurel County Schools Police Department is already busy following reports of a scam involving the district's superintendent. Police say someone is claiming to be Dr. Doug Bennett and is texting or calling people asking them to purchase gift cards. Officials say no one from the school system will ever contact them in either manner for that reason. They ask if you get a text or receive a phone call to report it immediately and do not engage with the suspect.
.641 here on this soggy Friday morning. At least for some, we're seeing some heavy pockets of rain thanks to the remnants of what's hurricane, now tropical depression, Nicole, down to the south. Those outer bands going all the way to Pennsylvania, and some severe weather down toward the coast as well. Looking at the heavier bands west of I-75 and back up toward the Mountain Parkway and I-64 corridors. UVA-wise, 59, just a little bit of raindrops on the camera over there. Some gloomy conditions. Temperatures basically right there. Pikeville, look at Pikeville, 60 right now, and then Logan at 63. Everybody else is in the mid to upper 50s. Temperatures actually going up a little bit this morning as you head through the first part of your day. Now, outlook for the Altador forecast. Again, waves of rain, gloomy conditions, soggy day ahead overall. Dakota?
Brennan, thank you so much. When we come back, Carroll Mountain News this morning, a new study shows just how devastating RSV can be among young children around the world. Stay with us.